swap gears now over to Echo Fox and Phoenix1, where Echo Fox picked up their first win after, again, another decently long, decently back and forth game. You know, initially when we were looking at it, the lane swap comes through at the very beginning of the game. Echo Fox coming out ahead of that, 2 turrets to 1. There were some immediate reservations around Phoenix and their inexperience, having given up an extra turret in that lane swap, not being able to keep pace necessarily. But they made a number of good moves throughout the mid game to kind of keep themselves within striking distance of Fox.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the areas where like the best of 3 really shows its strengths. I think Phoenix1 actually played pretty well, given how bad of a situation they put themselves in, off just like a small brain fart by like not finishing that turret off. So I think that's where you get to see, hopefully in game 2, they get to show that if they're on equal footing, they're going to outperform them.
Yeah, it's just one of those beginner or rookie mistakes that could be really big, but since the game was so drawn out, it didn't really matter too much.
Yeah, we did see a tremendous amount of dragon control from the side of Echo Fox. Again, kind of gifted that first dragon because of that lane swap stuff, but we saw 20 minutes into the game, still a lot of focus around this dragon area. Ultimately, 4 dragons going to go in the way of Echo Fox, and 3 of which being the Infernal Drake. So a lot of damage coming out of from this composition.
Yeah, and so up until now, even though Phoenix1 was down dragons, they were actually up gold, and this was the first time that they really tried to make a move on the dragon. But because Echo Fox was already so far ahead with that dragons and the speed of their comp, they just charged in there and finished them off.
On top of that, it wasn't only just being ahead in gold, but positioning. There you could see Froggen coming in from the top, and P1 just wasn't grouped in time.
And let's talk about Froggen briefly, just because we did finally have an opportunity here in NA to see that Swain get played, and even through the lane phase, being a bit of a bully. Massive CS, and then we saw multiple times just basically 1v5ing the team, at least for a period of time, when he would get caught out until his team shows up to save the day.
It's just one of those team comps where you have Maokai, Swain, Sivir, like there's just so much like tankiness between Maokai and Swain that either one of them could get caught and the fight will still go well for them because they just run at you, they have CC, and they do a ton of damage. So it's like, what am I doing against this comp? I can't kill them, and they're just really fast.
Yeah, I mean, you catch someone out of position, it doesn't matter. Sivir's going to get the rest of the team there in 5 seconds. So with those people in the side lanes being so tanky, they're not going to die during that time.
Well, so it'll come as no surprise then that our player of the game for our second series here is going to be Keith in that ADC position. Again, as that ADC, that Sivir, kind of being that crucial utilitarian of the team, right? Supplying that speed as well as a consistent damage to be behind those 2 frontliners in Swain and Maokai. Really just throwing it out there. 4-0-4 on Sivir, as you can see on your screen there.
Oddly enough, the AD carries being more of the utility for the team while the tanks do all the damage. It's really nice to see them get the MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of MVP honors coming their way as they do what they need to do to get their teams their first victories of the series. We've already had 2 crazy games today, but we're just getting started with our best of 3 format.